Can you really afford that house? Hey, I'm Chris Lamm. I'm a mortgage lender based out of California. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to buy a house in 2025 without becoming house poor. And I'm going to explain what the 28-36 rule is. In the mortgage lender's world, we have this term that we call debt to income ratios. And there's two different ratios we look at. We have the front end ratio and the back end ratio. The front end ratio is very simple. It's where we take your gross monthly income and we multiply it by any monthly expenses that you're paying in terms of revolving credit card debt, installment debt, student loans, etc. The back end ratio will include all monthly debts, including your housing expense, which in this case would likely be the mortgage payment that you're looking to qualify for. Now, in the perfect world, your ratios would remain at 28% or less on the front end or 36% on the back end, or in other words, your total monthly obligations, including a mortgage, is 36% of your total monthly income. Now, here's the thing. Most mortgage lenders will tell you that most of these ratios can go much higher than that, and they can, but I want to ask you a few questions to help you determine if you should or not. Now, the first thing we have to talk about is affordability. One of the biggest issues that we face here in 2024 when I'm creating this video is the median home price in the United States of America is much higher than it was when these ratios were created just a few years ago. And you know, you have these people right now in my industry that are saying, yeah, rates are 6 and 7%, but I remember when they were 18% back in the 60s or the 70s or 80s. That math doesn't really work. If you were to look at income back in the 60s and how much the average wage has gone up for most families, it's like 8-to-1 to what the interest rate and price for a home is today, and the math doesn't work. Simply put, it is much more expensive to buy a home today, no matter which way you look at it. And so yeah, for the average person looking to buy a home right now, their ratios may be higher than this. They might be a lot higher than this, and that's for you and your mortgage lender to determine if this is going to be the right thing for you to do. Most people don't want to end up house poor, but if you look at the cost of living adjustments with your income and maybe your spouse's income, and you have some consumer debt that you're going to have paid off in the next 1 to 5 years, then there may be exceptions where going higher than these ratios will make sense for you. Now, I hate to say this, but if you're higher than these ratios and you're working with a mortgage lender, you should ask them this question. Do you think it's wise for me to go up and do higher debt to income ratios, or is there a better option? Any good mortgage lender is going to be interested in your family's long-term wealth creation. And they don't just want to close a loan for you. They want to put you in a great position. As a mortgage lender for 22 years, I will tell you the majority of the clients that I work with today are people I worked with 10, 15 years ago. And so you want to make sure that you're asking the hard questions, because there are unfortunately some lenders out there that are going to take your information and offer you a loan and never have this conversation. I would love to hear your questions or thoughts in the comments below.